It's Kimberly here, Thursday. I am just a couple of minutes late for our inspired thoughts. I was in the midst of driving and wanted to get into a still place. So I just pulled into my driveway at home after taking Tyler to school and running a couple of errands, and here we are. So I felt inspired today to just toss out a message to the moms out there, and if you happen to come across this message or jump on and you're maybe not a mom of, literally, if you are one who finds yourself in the role of nurturer, this message could quite possibly be for you too. And the reason I'm thinking of moms today is because I had some conversations with moms at Tyler's school after drop off, and it's just interesting the journey we take, just specifically from a mom's perspective, especially those of us, women in general, we tend to be, and I think that part of it is it's a natural thing. It's natural that we want to be nurturers. We want to take care of others. I think we're born with that, but I also think we're conditioned with that in mind as well, to always take care of others and be a good girl, and we tend to want to be people pleasers and make sure everyone's happy, put everyone else before us, and then for those of us who have children, once a child comes out of you, I know I've heard this quote before, that your child is basically your heart living, breathing, and walking outside of you. And it really is true. And when that happens, there is this kind of immediate transfer of priority. Like, something happens where it's just this shift of like, I cannot matter as much right now because there's this human life that is relying on me for their safety and their feeling of being loved and food and everything. And it even starts inside of us, where we start to take a back seat, and it's even part of nature's plan. I mean, when that baby starts growing inside of you, like, stuff gets moved around, shifted out of the way, like, okay, this organ can't matter as much right now, and this organ needs to be squished a bit over here, and and the low back pain, tough, deal with it. The round ligament pain, it just suck it up, because you're growing a human inside you. And that basically, the nausea. I have a sweet friend, Shelly, who is in her first trimester right now, and the nausea has just been, so challenging for her, and my heart goes out to her. And I just tried to remind her, every time you feel nauseous, as painful and unfortunate as that is, let it serve as a reminder that you are building this human inside of you, and it is a miracle. But so it starts even when the baby is inside of us, and then the baby comes out, and it's like, okay, I don't matter anymore. It's like, this is all that matters now. I just want to make sure that this child is well taken care of, has good nutrition, good rest, good exercise, a good life, lots of love, is safe at all times. And it becomes this transference of priority. And I think that it's reasonable for that to happen maybe for a small period of time as we are making this transition into motherhood. We are natural born nurturers. This is the greatest opportunity we will ever have to own that role of nurturer. And that is such a blessing. That is amazing. But my friends, it cannot last long term. And I don't believe it is meant to last long term. Oh, hi, Cher. Hi, Cher. Cher says, I love your videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Even when I'm not showered and just running errands, and whoo, you don't want to smell me right now, I'll tell you that. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Kidding, not kidding. But I'm heading in for a shower after this. But thank you, Sherry. That means a lot to me. But my point is that it cannot last long term. It just can't. It can't. And those of you that are just in scenarios, whether it is you taking care of your your friends, your family, your neighbors, your community, your, if you're a manager, taking care of your employees, any woman out there in a nurturing position, you can shift the priority from you to others for a while, but it cannot be a long-term scenario. It simply can't. It is not good for your health and well-being, nor is it good for the health and well-being of those that you are trying to nurture. And let me explain to you what I mean. It is no different than the oxygen mask analogy. If you've ever been on an airplane and they're telling you about the oxygen mask, they're telling you, if you've got small children with you, make sure you put your mask on first before trying to help anyone else. Because if all you're focused on is who can I help around me? Who can I help around me? You're going to lose oxygen and down you go, and you can't help anyone then. So you've got to make yourself a priority. In fact, you've got to make yourself the first priority. And I think that's another mistake people make. They think, all right, I'll make myself a priority eventually, or I'll make myself a priority when. I'll make myself a priority after I get this done, after I've taken care of this person, and this person. I'll put myself here. No, you've got to make yourself the first priority to ensure your oxygen mask is on first, so that you can have the oxygen, the bandwidth, the energy to take care of others. It's really, really important. So, Ruben, thank you very much. Ruben says, so true. Oh, I'm looking great. Thank you. Whew, I'm gonna keep the sunglasses on then. So you have to remember that taking on the role of the nurturer is so needed, and it is so appreciated, and the world needs more of it. And it's a beautiful thing that you're doing. So especially for you moms out there, own that role with all your heart. But take care of yourself first. Don't allow that transference of priority to be a long-term thing, because ultimately you will be fatigued, you will be burned out, your cup will be empty, you will have nothing left to give. I've worked with a lot of women over the years that have found themselves either being short with their children, or not putting a ton of attention toward the children because they don't want to be short, because they've just depleted themselves so much in doing for and taking care of their children that they've lost the connection. And if you would just take a moment, take a step back, take a few deep breaths and think, okay, how can I take care of myself today? Or at least sometime this week, for the love of all that's holy. What can I do to take care of myself, to fill my cup, so that when I do have time with my children, I can be at my best. I can have energy. I can have the oxygen I need to ensure I can breathe into their lives positivity. And the other reason it's so incredibly important, and let this be a wake-up call, and please forward this to every mom you know. What do we want most for our children? We want them to be happy. What do we know about being happy? It does require authenticity, the willingness to know who we are, to love who we are, and to be who we are in this world, to make ourselves a priority, right? And when we think about our children, when I think about my son Tyler, what I want more than anything is for him to know how special he is, for him to always take great care of himself, and for him to always make himself his number one priority, so that his cup can be full to give to the world what I know he came here to give. Well, guess what? Tyler is never going to grow up that way if his role model right here is always putting herself last. Even in those moments when I'm having to ask him to be patient so that I can take care of mama, it's hard. It's hard because he's asking me for something, he's needing something from me, and that kind of mama instinct is like, ooh, drop everything you're doing and go focus on whatever it is he needs, because you're his mama, that's your job. I have to catch myself and realize that every time I make the conscious choice to let him know mama needs to be a priority too, I'm planting a seed within him. I'm showing an example for him of what it's like to put yourself first in your own life. So If he needs to wait an extra 15 minutes in the morning to play a game of Old Maid because mama needs to finish her meditation, then you know what? It will be okay. So my greatest message to you today, my greatest invitation for you today, and again, this applies to not just moms, but to anyone out there who's putting everyone else before them. But I just felt it on my heart to call out to moms today. Really do take the time to fill your cup first. Because when you fill your cup, as Ayan Levant says, may my cup runneth over, so that I may give freely from the excess. But what's in the cup is mine. Don't touch it. You are the guardian of your own energy. No one can take your energy away, your time, your focus, your attention, without you approving it, without you giving it away. So be the guardian of your time, your focus, your attention, your energy. And what you will find is, although I know a lot of times people think, oh, but that's selfish. What you will find is when you make yourself your number one priority in your life, you will have a full cup, you will have plenty of oxygen, you will have plenty of energy, so that you can be the nurturer, the giver that you want to be. You can then be there for your children, your friends, your family, your neighborhood, your community, your coworkers, your employees, whatever the case may be. You then will have it to give. The most selfish thing you could do, really, is to not make yourself a priority at all, get all burned out, fatigued, and then you're no good to anyone. So it really is your responsibility to, even if it feels a little selfish at times, to take the time you need for you, to make yourself matter in your own life. And just remember the message you're sending every time you make yourself a priority. You are a role model in the biggest of ways. And I know that many of you out there are in different stages of motherhood. Some of you maybe still have a baby in your tummy, and some may have newborns, and some may have toddlers, and some may have, school age kids like I do. Tyler's 6. Some may have teenagers, and some may have kids that are already out of the house and on their own. It doesn't matter. That role of mom still stands, and we have a tendency to get wrapped up in that to the point that we're not taking care of ourselves. So whether you have a newborn or a child on their own, you are still a role model. And as our children grow and start taking in lessons, they're going to be taking in lessons from you morning, noon, and night, even when you don't think they're looking, even when you don't think that they are understanding what's going on or paying attention. They are paying attention. So make sure you're role modeling what you want for them in their life. And if what you want for them in their life, mama, is to take good care of themselves, to make themselves their number one priority in their life so that their heart can be full, their cup can be full, they can have the energy to give to the world what they came here to give, well, then you've got to role model that. No more backseat. Take the drama out of being a mama. Take care of yourself. Own that. Because no one else can or is going to own it for you. So that's my invitation for you today. Fill your cup. Do something. I'd love to see in the comments. Tell me what you're going to do. If not today, within the next couple of days, what are you going to do for you that's going to fill your cup? What are you going to do that's going to give you a bit of a boost, that is proof that you're making yourself a priority in your life? It could be taking the time to listen to some music or read a good book, go for a walk, get a pedicure, get a massage. Just take some time for yourself. Ooh, bubble bath. That's one of my favorites, bubble bath. I think I might do a bubble bath today. But let me know what you've done in the last couple of days, what you're going to do today, what you're going to do in the next couple of days to ensure that you are a priority in your own life. Kristen says, worked out this morning, drove in this Minnesota snowstorm. What? I can't even. Kristen, I can't even. I'm so sorry. I will make sure not to turn the phone around and show you the sun, because it's gorgeous here. Come to California. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate it. So definitely share with me, what are you doing for you? Snow and ice. Oh, get out of there. Okay. Well, Kristen, take good care of yourself. Be safe in that snow and ice. That can be pretty crazy there in Minnesota, I know. I remember. But everyone, just take care of you. Take care of you so that you can take care of others. Don't take care of others at the detriment of you. That's not good for anyone. So that's what I have for you today. I would love to see in the comments what you're doing for yourself. So make sure to do that and share this. Share this message with other moms that you know need to hear it, and maybe need a little kick in the pants. And then hold them accountable. Say, what are you doing for you? How are you taking care of you? And how are you being a good role model for those that are looking up to you? So with that, I am sending you so much love until our paths cross again. Have an amazing rest of your day. Mwah! Take care.